You've seen it. You come to the interwebs, you have homeschool curiosity, and everyone out there is telling you what you should do. Maybe not with their words, but they're certainly implying it. They're sharing what works for them. They're sharing all the same things. It's honestly part of the reason that I started this channel in the first place, was because I never heard a voice that sounded like mine. And I hope that when you come here, you recognize that I am not telling you what you should do. I am telling you what we do, hopefully in an effort to soften your burden, because I have done this going on a full flippin' decade, which is so hard to believe. And I come here and I share, hopefully, to help you find your way down the homeschooling path a little bit easier than I did. Now, one of the things that I know to be true, regardless of how somebody makes you feel, regardless of what somebody's telling you to do or implying you should do, something that I know to be absolutely true after my 10 years, all going into my 10th year of homeschooling, is that there are a lot of wrong answers when it comes to homeschool. And the worst part is, there's no right answer. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shanna, and if you are new here, hey, hi, welcome, how are ya? We are a homeschooling family of 4. We are wrapping up our 9th year of homeschooling. I currently have a 4th grader and an 8th grader. We're gearing up for the 2026-2027 homeschool year next year, where we are entering our last year of elementary and our first year of high school as homeschoolers. Today, I want to talk with you about how there is no right answer. Before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. While you are down there, you can shoot me a comment or a message over on Instagram. I am guilty. I used to scroll Pinterest and YouTube and all of the interwebs searching for homeschool content that would resonate with me. And I never found it. What I found was a lot of doubt. What I found was a lot of stress. What I found was a lot of stuff that didn't speak to me. It didn't speak to my motivation to homeschool. It did not speak toward my real life, my real home life, the way that I wanted to homeschool. It didn't resonate with me at all. Again, part of the reason I come here and share, so that nobody else has to feel that way. And because I knew if I was not finding what I wanted, there was somebody else out there who also wasn't finding what they wanted. And hopefully we could find each other in the journey and in the process. So I was led to wonder what I was doing wrong. And here's the secret. There's no way, no one way to homeschool correctly. There are all the ways to homeschool wrong. It may be hard to understand, but if you're doing something in anything, in parenting, in marriage, in life, in whatever, the wrong answers that you come across are the realest answers that you will ever get. So if you try something for your child, you are using a literature-based curriculum, and you find that they need something more kinesthetic because they need to move. If you are trying something that is workshop-based, worksheet-based, and you find that they would rather play a game. If you start reading aloud to them and they can't pay attention, but they are asking you to let them read it themselves, you are learning, one, a whole heck of a lot of ways to not do it. You are learning all of the ways that it's wrong for you and for your learner and why it won't work. And that is a gift, because in doing so, it can lead you to the right answers. But let's talk about the right answer myth. There is no right answer, and this comes up a lot, not just to somebody like myself who shares here on the internet, but I am certain that you come across somebody who is contemplating homeschool or is new in their homeschool journey, and they ask, what do you use? What do you use to homeschool? What do you use? Can you answer that question? I cannot. I have to go one level deeper. Well, what kind of learner is your child? What kind of teacher are you? What kind of programs do they prefer? Do you want video-based? What grade are we talking about? What's the kid's style? These are all things that come into finding your right answer and come into finding my right answer. But my right answer is never going to be right for you. So while there are tons and tons and tons of ways to find all of the wrong answers, the most frustrating part of this journey is that there is no right answer. There's what works for you, what works for your learner, the most good, the best option for right now. I don't know if you've encountered that yet, but sometimes you find a gem. We loved math, you see, all the way up to secondary mathematics, and then we would rather burn it than continue using it. So while you find something that's good, that's great, that fits now, that doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. And that's one of the hardest parts of this journey, is that if we were, a public school teacher, it's quite possible that we could use the same thing year in and year out with small tweaks for third graders in a math school setting. You don't have that luxury as a homeschooler, as a homeschool parent. It very much is the way that your parenting journey goes, where as soon as you get used to them or you find the snack they like and you buy it in bulk and you get home and they're like, no, I will never eat that again. That is now the most disgusting thing ever, and actually makes me gag a little. So it is just like that. While there are tons and millions of wrong answers, there's no right answer when it comes to homeschooling. And I know that so many of you out there can relate to me, and that is part of the reason that I come here and I share all the things that we find. I love it because I come here and share, and you guys recommend new things to me that I did not know existed. I come here and I share, and you guys let me know about other things to use. I come here and I share, and people tell me, oh, I had never heard of that. That made all the difference for me, which was really common with my Denison videos. Because again, once I found out about that, made the whole difference in our math journey with our older child. It is so wild to me because the same thing will not work for every kid every year. The same learning style doesn't even work with the same kid from year to year, let alone multiple kids. We are given an amazing opportunity to tailor make the education to the education that our learners specifically need. The problem is they are actually humans and evolve constantly. Evolution and change and growing, and one is different from the next. It is glorious, but it is difficult. So I don't want you to get discouraged as we are heading into the curriculum choosing season. I want you to remember that there are a million wrong answers, and sadly, there's no right answer. But you can feel really good about some of your choices for a little while. Right now, we have a lot of stuff that's working for us, that's inspiring us for our selections for next year. But you could find yourself in the same boat that I was in, spending lots of money on a curriculum that we got about 2 months into and decided it was worth it to shelve it, never touch it again, and fully purchase the next thing, even though it put us behind. It was a couple extra $100 and just really all around frustrating. But sometimes you recognize that the homeschool answer was not the right answer. And it is time to move on because you have learned another wrong answer, and that's okay too. So as we go into this crazy curriculum buying season, share what you know, share why you love it, share why you don't love it, share your red flag, share your place you found it cheaper, share all of those things, and just remind everybody that you encounter that there are millions of wrong answers and never a right answer when it comes to homeschool. All you can do is your best. Much like when you get into a situation and you look back and you're like, oh, why did I make that decision? Because you made the best decision you could with the information you had in the time that you had it. So give yourself a little grace and just remember that much like parenting, we're never gonna get it right, but we're gonna try real hard. We're gonna do our best, and we're gonna put the next foot in front of the other. Guys, be sure to come back on Friday. We will be talking about 3 things that don't matter in homeschool and 3 things that really do. So, guys, I hope that you found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit that big red subscribe button, turn on the bell, drop down. You can find me down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. I would love to hear what's something you found that was great that maybe then wasn't so great later, or something you thought would be great that then wasn't great at all, or what's the gem you found that's your ride or die, because I think we all have those. Math EC was mine, and then it wasn't. So, guys, I hope that you found it valuable. Be sure to tune back in on Friday when we have that next chat, and I hope that you are out there doing your best to make everyday magic.